Welcome to Mornings with Mistagram, a new spin on mourning. I am CEO and founder of the Mistagram app and Mistagram LLC. We are here as a global solution to cope with loss, moving at the speed of life. Because when somebody passes away, it really impacts our life, not only our day, our year, but our entire life, especially when it is a family member. With COVID this year, so many people have passed away. It's profound. And we are here to build a community so we could find a healthier way to move forward with these adversities, and not only limited to death, even though that is the focus of our mission, is to help people cope with loss and also embrace life from that journey by leaving a legacy, not only by paying tribute and thanking those people that were in your life and you were lucky enough to have them in your life, even if it's somebody you may have not known, you were lucky enough to have been admiring a person. Today is the Commemoranc Day of Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and he was very well known globally. He was a waymaker. We all know the goodness that he has made in this world, but we still have a ways to go. So today's topic of discussion is cope, and we do change topics among the topics of tribute, cope, and share, because of our company genre, which is, memorializing and, again, coping with loss, but also embracing beautiful memories, because once those memories were made, they can never be taken away. They are there, and let's remember the good stuff, because the good stuff, once you go back to that memory and you bring it to another dimension, like writing it down, whether it's in a private journal like we have available on Mistagram, or sharing it with others like Mistagram is about. This is also proven with studies that there are forms of healing. Now, with that being said, I want to disclose I am not licensed in the medical field in any way, shape, or form. I am a licensed beautician, and under the New York State law licensing, when you go to renew or look at your information about your licensing, we are under human services. So I do want to share that, because it's very important that you understand that I have gotten to this point of wanting to create this community and launching Mistagram, because I deal with humans on a personal level. So they do come to me because they want to fix their beauty up, meaning their hair, their makeup, and we do the best we can with that job. But also we start to know about our clients, and we build a relationship with a lot of our clients, because a lot of people are, return clients, and, you get to share their stories, and at some point they're going to come across a loss. And sometimes I've lost my clients themselves, and, it was hard for me, because like I said, you build on these relationships in pretty much any profession. I think if you go to your local Starbucks day after day after day, or a few times a week, guess what? I bet you that attendant remembers you. They might not know your last name, they might not even know your first name, but again, they probably kind of know you by now. And again, goes with our mission statement. Everyone wants to be remembered. It's nice to be remembered. And to think that at some point when we pass away, because nobody escapes this, and again, I don't mean to be disruptive, but it's a part of life that we have to accept. And once we accept it a little bit more gracefully, if you can, which is, I know that's a rough one, but come to terms with it. Like my grandpa, God bless him. We joke around that he's going to outlive all of us. He's 91. I love him so much, like anybody would love their grandpa. And since I was a young girl, he just always wanted to talk to me about, death is a natural thing. He lost his father at the young age of 12, and he, always tells me the stories about his father, and he's 91, and he only knew his father for 12 years, and he's always sharing stories about his fathers, and my ears are like this big. Like, I can't get enough of it. I love it. I really can't put my finger on what part of it is, but it's the whole dynamics of the mysteries of life. And again, from hearing my clients' heartwarming stories, bittersweet so many times, but again, it inspired me to create this platform, and we are, second to none, because there is no social media app for this. There are other similar things for memorializing, but they're buried deep in papers and other subscriptions that are more complex. Not to say they don't have great things to offer too, but you should try out Michigram. It really will surprise you. And we are continuously developing the expansion. So, keep on joining and listening to what we have. And we're here to build a community, like I said, for global awareness, so we could cope with loss in a healthier way. And I do like to share resources. So being that today's COPE, and I am a proud American Red Cross volunteer, where under their, oath is everyone means everyone. And that's a big deal, and that's what makes me so proud. And when we were Sandy victims, and our beauty parlor was 5 feet over water. I've mentioned this in other episode, I think. I definitely talked about it briefly, but who was there? The Red Cross. And you know what? I wanted to be a part of that. And we do like to contribute partial proceeds. We like to contribute to a lot of things, and one of the things is Red Cross. So anything you buy from Michigram, in our store, in our menu page, if it's not from Amazon, then we are contributing. Actually, our logo merchandise on Amazon is actually contributing. But with that being said, I do recommend books and stuff. Those are not included in that. But I do like to share the wealth when possible. And they are by far humanitarian all around. I mean, the things that they are part of, and I am thankful that I could keep helping even remotely. There's mapping, and again, if you want to learn more, go to American Red Cross, and you'll find them on Google, and all you have to do is start the application, and you'll see how rewarding it is to be able to help on a global scale. It's a wonderful feeling. So I went to their website, and if you Google how to cope with disaster, and I know that's rough, but again, death is rough, and life is rough. It's not always a bed of roses, Basically, this topic today is cope, and if you think about it, every day you have to cope to some level, whether you're an infant or you're in a nursing home. Coping is a part of life. These are challenges of every day. Coping with the fact that you forgot to put gas in your car and you have 3 more miles to the exit. You have to cope on all levels. But coping with loss, I think we could all agree that it's the harshest of all. So we are here to share ways to make that experience better, easier, healthier. And I printed out some things that I like to read off so I don't give you wrong information. But this is from the Red Cross website, and they provide PDF files not only exclusively for members, but then there are public files for anybody to download the PDF, just to have as a little, go back and look over. Sometimes, when you see it from a different perspective, you take charge of your wellness. When you just see it from a different way. So here it says, what you may be feeling now. Again, we all know how it feels to be like emotionally hurt. Okay. So these are things that are going to help you with that, and they could come from different things. The Red Cross helps with all types of disasters, not just loss. Sometimes it's loss of a home, maybe not a loss of a life, but a lot of times it is about loss of life. Sometimes it's about loss of work. Look at COVID. But anyway, it's really kind of all works the same way. So it's a really great, it's 4 pages. It's a 4-page PDF. Again, I'm going to share this in my post when I share these videos, but I just want to verbally say, if you Google the Red Cross, how to cope with disaster, there's a 4-page PDF that's easy peasy to upload, print out like I did. Here we go. What you may be feeling. Mentally drained and physically. Staying focused is going to be difficult, and making decisions. Again, support system, because these are things that naturally happen to us by default, by being human. So that's why creating a support system is really fundamental and essential. Becoming easily frustrated. That's, you need somebody to, you don't need to, but it's really going to be beneficial to you if you could just find. That's why this community, it doesn't always have to be somebody physically next to you. Obviously, that's always the best. Real life is always the best, but we're in new times. These are digital times, and now with COVID, it's like, really we are put in a position where we have no other choice. Thank God for telehealth. Imagine 20 years ago, they didn't even have that available. So, you're going to have frustration. You might be noticing you're arguing more, feeling tired, experiencing, changes in the way you eat. So take notice of things, and how you can take action. Again, maybe take a journal of what you're eating, or take notice of what you're eating, and how are you resting. Are you just like taking cat naps on the couch and staying up all night? These are telltale signs, and taking action is important. You should care enough about yourself and your loved one. If it's that you're dealing, these things are being caused because of a sudden loss, or maybe not even a sudden loss, maybe a trigger from an old loss, from years ago. It might bring everything back. That's why with Missugram, when you're paying tribute, you don't go and tribute about the terrible stuff. Of course you're going to remember it, but you want to overpower it by the good memories, and that is just going to warm your heart. Again, maybe if you just look at inspirational quotes. That's why I do love to share inspirational quotes, and today I'm going to share one from Martin Luther King that was shared with me. And although there are so many great ones of his, this one in particular really stood out for me today, so I will be sharing it. And be patient. Again, patience is a challenge, but that's why we named our show, our series, A New Spin on Mourning, because if you're lucky enough to wake up in the morning, and I say this in every episode, it might sound cliche, but again, if you're lucky enough to wake up in the morning, seize that moment. Not to say that you can't take advantage of a moment in the middle of the afternoon, like right after watching the show. Like, I would be so heartwarmed to know that one person might have benefited from the show. And if not, the idea that we're here. And at any time, we're here for you, hoping to help, guide, support, share, and tribute with you. So, if you still don't feel better, again, the Red Cross is there for you too, with professional licensed medical people also available. You know, there's so many resources they have available on their website. So again, I've shared the CDC. Today I'm sharing the American Red Cross, and the Red Cross is around the world. And also, I want to mention, you know, what's going on in Uganda. And their president took the internet down because they are going to be voting, and he's been the same president since I believe 1982. And you know what? Even fundraisers have come to a halt because the beautiful things that were happening in Uganda came to a halt. And again, I'm bringing a little awareness, but you know, the Red Cross. Again, let me backtrack a minute. I'm thinking of the Red Cross because when there's a disaster, they have the Safe and Well website. Okay? But in this case, Family in America and also the long distance phone calls are really expensive. So not everybody can really afford that. So in an emergency where you're not sure, like, how is your family doing, and you were able to, before use the internet, the Red Cross, you can register the Safe and Well, and it doesn't only have to be on the website. You can register by phone, and it's 1-866 get info. GETINFO, and that's again on the American Red Cross website. You'll see this information, but you go on there and there's wonderful resources. They have the suicide prevention lifeline.org. Again, 1-800-273-TALK, TALK, in case you can't seem to find a healthy way to cope with those telltale signs. Again, how bad do you want it? If you really don't want it that bad, then this is not the place for you, because we are here for wellness, for well-being, and making your life a priority, especially when you dealt with loss. You know, you have to overcome that because we can't escape it. It's a part of life. So here's the closing quote that I like to share. And again, this was shared with me in lieu of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Commemoranc Day, which is today, January 18th, 2021. Wow. Here it goes. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. God bless. And you know what? If you go to our menu page on our website, like I said, we do like to share the wealth and contribute to great causes. This is our cause. Everyone wants to be remembered, and it comes in all sizes and colors. So thank you for all who support us. And here's our cozy sweatshirts if you live in a cold area. And again, we are here to make the world a better place. Help make the world a better place. It takes an army to really, you know, make change. And it starts with one step at a time, one person at a time, one idea at a time, one hand at a time. And, you know, with your help, if you want to join our Facebook private focus group, we are giving away a few of these for our first 25 members if you download our app. But right now, we are waiting to launch soon on Android any day now, so I will be posting. And right now, we are available in the iOS App Store for mobile and tablet devices. So check it out. I posted Martin Luther King, and you can comment on there. I would love to see your comment on there. That would be fantastic. And we will see you next week when we will be doing sharing. Bye-bye.